On then, the 8th edition of the Vibrant Gujarat Summit kicked off in the state's capital Gandhinagar yesterday. Remember, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Finance Minister inaugurated the conference along with top officials from the state government. Also in attendance was the who's who of India Inc. and some top global business leaders. Priya Sheth is here to tell us all the key highlights of day one and what's on the agenda today.
Day one of the Vibrant Gujarat Summit 2017 saw many top Indian as well as global CEOs make investment promises for the state as well as for the country. Important among them included Mukesh Ambani, Gautam Adani, Ratan Tata, as well as several other global CEOs at this point in time. But what's exciting about day two is important seminars. Remember, GST as well as ease of doing business are two very important seminars that we will keep a track of. There are several cabinet ministers who will also be attending the Vibrant Gujarat Summit. Important among them are Venkaiah Naidu, Nirmala Sitharaman, as well as Piyush Goyal and Nitin Gadkari, who are likely to attend the summit and also chair specific seminars. Now, we also expect lots of action as far as regulators are concerned. Do remember, SEBI as well as RBI will also be attending this summit, so we'll keep you updated as to how this action pans out all through the day.
All right, and as Priya mentioned, let's also listen into what the Prime Minister and the business leaders at the summit had to commit for the state.
We have become the sixth largest manufacturing country in the world, up from ninth largest previously. Our gross value added in manufacturing has recorded a growth of 9% in 2015-16. This is much higher than the 5 to 6% growth in the previous 3 years.
As India approaches a new era that Mr. Modi is leading, Gujarat will be one of the leading states in the country, which ushers in the new India to the world. The digital India, the India for defense and aerospace, of mining, intellectual leadership, and I am extremely proud to be here today.
Our cumulative investment in the state of Gujarat is over 240,000 crores. That is over $45 billion US. It is the biggest investment made by an Indian corporate in a single state. Out of this, in the past 4 years, we have invested more than 125,000 crores in Gujarat, and I am happy to report that we have invested 10,000 crores more than what we had committed or signed as MOUs, and all these investments will be complete by March of 17.
Over the next 5 years, we'll invest rupees 49,000 crores in the state of Gujarat and will create direct and indirect job opportunities for over 25,000 local people.
We also spoke to the chairman and managing director of Mahindra Group, Anand Mahindra. He said that the H-1B visa situation will turn out to be India's Y2K moment. Also adding his weight supporting the demonetization move. He said the demonetization has been a blessing in disguise to the organized sector as people have started moving towards it. Listen in.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the H-1B situation could be India's Y2K all over again. It looks like a threat at this point, but keep in mind, people are going to still want IT services. What they will do simply is offshore them. So if we cannot get H-1B visas, it does not mean India, as the back office to the world, is under threat. It will actually mean that Indian IT companies' margins may in fact improve, because offshoring is less expensive.
When we look at the data, it's giving us mixed signals. We have the IIP data on one hand, which are far from satisfactory, but you have the indirect tax revenues which are going up, so it's hard to sort of reconcile this, the contradictory trend in data. What's your reading of the Indian economy? Are you still sort of holding on to...
Without being lighthearted at all, this is unprecedented. What has happened here? There are no precedents which we can go by and say this is what the roadmap will be, this is how the economy will get affected or not. I'm just reading the tea leaves. I'm reading the signs, and I've, in fact, gone public over it that I was very pleasantly surprised by the retail sales in December. And I'm talking about retail. A lot of people have said, well, didn't you have some minor reduction in growth? That was an inventory.
Where manufacturers have to do a lot of heavy discounts to make it worthwhile.
Look, everybody used to say December was a bad month. So I'm only talking about year on year. Let's just look at the year-on-year figures. Retail sales were quite buoyant compared to the kind of apprehensions people had. So I'm seeing signs of revival, to be honest, far earlier than anyone had anticipated. And I've talked to people, to our outlets in places as far-flung as UP and also in the south. And everywhere I'm seeing that people are making the transition far quicker than I would have expected. Even in agriculture, in tractors, if you looked, our sales were up 9%.
Yeah.
So,
it's been a remarkable year for tractors.
So I think, I have to admit, I'm talking about large companies, I'm talking about the organized sector. So demonetization, apart from improving transparency, improving the traceability, is also, interestingly, resulting in a move from the unorganized to the organized sector.
Talking about corporate tax rates, because you have got Donald Trump who's promised to bring it down to 15% from 35%. Here, when you have the largest economy in the world doing that, I mean, won't it put more pressure on countries like India to follow suit? Because
I would love that. I would love that, and I would certainly say that
you would back Donald Trump's idea in a sense. Okay, let's not make Donald Trump.
I don't know where you brought Donald Trump into this. I have no clue.
But I mean, he has proposed that in the US. That he's promised, not proposed
yet. But don't sneak up on me about views of Donald Trump via income tax. I'm saying cutting income tax is a good thing, and especially when you have greater transparency and traceability. I think the government, in my opinion, would be inclined to reward now those who are transparent with a lower rate of tax.